In this video I'm going to be showing you a walk I did from Beddington Lane tram stop to the One Island Pond, as shown here in this 1970 photograph by Eric Montague. But first I'd like to show you how the tram stop today maps onto the train station it replaced. This is a satellite photo of the Beddington Lane tram stop. On the right hand side you can see the Beddington Lane itself, the road. Here's the tram line, and this green shaded area is the extent of the tram stop platform, and this box is this walkway to cross from that platform to this side here, because to get out of the tram stop the only way is to go down this path to the road. So if we superimpose upon this an Ordnance Survey map showing the Beddington Lane halt train station, there's the Beddington Lane, SB stands for signal box, and there's the platform. So when you get off the tram coming from Wimbledon to Croydon at the Beddington Lane tram stop, and you cross over at this walkway, that's the only part of the current Beddington Lane tram stop that is on top of where the train station was. So here's that walkway leading to Beddington Lane. I took this video on Thursday the 30th of April 2026, and it was a gloriously sunny day. Cross over the tram line. And the road to the right is Brookmead Road, part of the Meads estate. This is a part of Sutton, and this wooden post showing a conservation area for the Meads refers to that estate. That post there referred to Borough Merton. This area looked completely different the year before. I took this photograph 6th of April 2025, and it shows this part of the common after SGN, the gas network company, had finished their work. They were putting sleeves into the gas pipeline that run underneath the common from here to the corner of Red House Road and Croydon Road. And it's good to see that the vegetation has returned. Also it's good to see that the gorse bushes down at this part are still there. I had a quick look at the seeds. They look like they're on their way to be partially opened. Also there's some ragwort growing there. Not a problem with this part of the common, but in some parts of the common where the grass is mown for hay, the ragwort has to be pulled out first. I took part in the ragwort pulling on the Cranmer meadow a couple of years back. We did such a good job of it, we didn't need to do any more the next year. Ragwort apparently is poisonous for horses, but they won't touch it while it's growing in the ground. But if it got accidentally mixed up in the hay for feed, that would be bad. So now I'm going to go through this wooded area. There is some bramble growing alongside this path, and I have seen people blackberrying. Not this time of year, of course. Just up ahead we can see the clearing. Now, Mitcham Common, historically, was always flat. When you come onto this part of the common, you're presented with this rather large hill. All the hills on Mitcham Common are artificial. They've been landscaped, and trees have grown back on them. But nevertheless, all the hills are artificial. They are dumps of one form or another. This path leads to the One Island Pond. previous years I have seen horses over here grazing. Unofficially, of course. I think the Conservatives turn a blind eye to such things. There is another way to get to the pond from the Beddington Lane, but it involves a 5-10 minute walk along that very busy road. I prefer to go this way. The trees up ahead surround the pond. Unlike that photograph I showed at the beginning of the video, the 1970s photograph by Eric Montague, the one on the pond is now entirely surrounded by trees. You can see the size of the hills on either side of it now. Don't know what's been dumped here. Might be rubble from building sites when they rebuilt Pollard Hill, perhaps. So we're coming up to the pond now. There's a bank of reeds we can just see through the trees there on the right. And shortly I'll be making a stop at the only bench that's on this part of the common. Well, there's a fairly new bench too. Here it is on the right hand side, and there is a rubbish bin next to it, and unfortunately there's been a fire there. Pile of ash. And here's the pond. See this reed bank on the right hand side. After I've had my rest on the bench, I'll video the walk around the pond. Right, let's continue the walk. I'm now walking towards the Beddington Lane along the edge of the One Island Pond to my right. Have a look down this little path here. I can't quite get to the edge of the pond. Let's go back. These main paths are cleared and the grass at the side of them is flailed. It's all down in the work programme, which can be downloaded from the Conservatives website, so you can check before you go walking on the common what's going on. So down this little path, so you see the edge of the pond. This track that leads off to the left goes up to the Beddington Lane at the gate I was telling you about that's on the road. But let's continue around the pond. There are some paths going through this wooded area, but I have come a bit of a cropper on some occasions. You get to a point where the bramble is like knee high, so you decide to come back. This path was fairly recently widened. It had almost completely disappeared. This is much better. Last year there was noise from a building site further down Beddington Lane. That work seems to have finished. It's a very tranquil part of the common. The goose there is completely unfazed by my presence, which is good. Imagine it's concentrating its gaze upon tiddlers in the pond. Lunch. There's another bin over there, but no bench. I think people tend to use these fallen trees for benches. There's also the evidence of a fire over there as well. Fires are of course banned on the common, but it's very difficult to enforce. As long as they don't burn down the whole common. I'm continuing the walk around the pond, but you can't see much more of it now. The wooded area on this side is quite thick. There's a path going back to the pond. It will soon get overgrown though. Brambles will cover it. If it doesn't get used, that path will be lost. So now I'm heading back to the part where I came in to the One Island area from the tram stop. And this path I'm joining now is the path I walked down to the pond. So let's have a look around. Yes, behind those trees was the pond. If I continued with this path straight ahead, that would lead me to the corner of Red House Road and Croydon Road, where I came into the common from the Beddington Lane tram stop. I turned left to go this way, but if I went straight ahead, in other words, turned left at this crossroads of paths if you like, that would take me over the hill to the Croydon Road opposite Watney's Road. And I'll do that walk in another video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please press that like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so to the Mitcham History Notes YouTube channel. Bye for now.